Hello, I am Kathleen Ruin, the Director of the Art of Teaching Graduate Program, and I'm here with Shakira Grant, Administrative Assistant for the Art of Teaching Program. We welcome you to the Art of Teaching information session, and we hope this presentation will be helpful to you. If you have any questions during the presentation, use the chat feature and we'll answer your questions in real time or at the end of the presentation. In this presentation, you'll learn about the Art of Teaching program and how it will prepare you for a career in education. You'll learn how to apply to the program, and after you have this information, we will answer any additional questions you may have. Let's get started. We find ourselves drawn to the profession of teaching through many pathways. We may have been known we were going to teach from childhood. We may have been inspired by teachers in our own education. We may have family members who are teachers, and we may go into teaching because of negative experiences we have had in the classroom. For myself, my journey to become a teacher began when I was a child. I was very aware of the way that children were undervalued by adults, and I also was convinced that a child's perspective was unique, important, and needed in our world. I hope to never lose the child's sight as I got older. I also felt more comfortable in the presence of children. I did a lot of babysitting and worked in youth camps. I transferred to Sarah Lawrence College as a junior, and I was placed in a kindergarten first grade classroom as a part of a psychology course. I instantly felt at home, and the head teacher allowed me to bring my passion for theater and playwriting into the classroom. I found out about the Art of Teaching program and began taking courses, which I found to be fascinating and intellectual. For my student teaching placement in my final year, I was placed at Central Park East 1 Elementary, a progressive school in East Harlem. When I walked into that hallway, I felt at home again, as well as a strong wish that I could have been a student in that school. It turned out that Central Park East became the first school that I taught in. I tell this story as one example of becoming a teacher and how the Art of Teaching program supported me on that journey. The Art of Teaching is a child-centered, birth through sixth grade, culturally sensitive, interdisciplinary teacher education program centered on the observation of children. The Sarah Lawrence College Art of Teaching program is an integrated Master's of Science in Education with three New York State certification tracks: early childhood, and a dual early childhood and childhood degree. Along with taking and passing the New York State certification exams, your Art of Teaching degree will enable you to receive your initial certification to teach in New York State. The program is committed to public education, including city schools. Graduates find teaching positions in a range of public and private schools in urban, suburban, and rural settings. The Art of Teaching program has a particular stance in how we see our role as educators. The program provides a holistic, integrative learning approach influenced by the work of John Dewey that aims to graduate transformative teachers who are well prepared to teach in any environment. You will learn not only how to observe, but also how to articulate and describe what you see. The prospect descriptive processes provide important strategies for observing and documenting children and teaching practices. Patricia Carini, under whose leadership these processes were developed, has been a major influence on the program. You will discover a great deal about how you yourself learn in every class by recollecting, reflecting on, and sharing your own learning experiences in childhood and as adults. This sharing significantly informs the class's inquiry into teaching and learning. Underpinning this idea is Lillian Webern's notion of trusting the capacity of children and teachers, and that by deeply knowing the individual child, you will best know how to help them in their own learning process. These are 4 values that the Art of Teaching program is based on: a focus on the individual learner, strong academic content and rigor, community-based education, and inclusion as a pedagogical lens. I will now go into each of these values in more detail. In the Art of Teaching program, you will be working with children each semester in various placements. This will allow you to get to know individual children and how they engage with the world. Several of your courses will require you to write child studies or descriptive reviews, which will help you hone your observation skills and help you know how to support each child you meet in the field. In your first year, you will spend at least 2 mornings in a classroom, which will give you the opportunity to get to know individual children over time and begin to learn the relationship between observation and provisioning. The Art of Teaching program has 3-year-long courses that allow you to go into great depth about the subject matter and how it relates to children of various ages. These courses are Math and Technology, Language and Literacy, and Emergent Curriculum. Each of these classes has a conference component worth 1 to 2 credits where you design your own paper or project. These projects often lead to a topic that may become the focus of your master's oral. The master's oral is developed in the final semester of the program and is presented in front of your peers, professors, and special guests. The master's oral is a culmination of all your coursework and work with children and connects theory to practice. Math and Technology will place strong emphasis on your own understanding of mathematics as directly related to the mathematics that you will be teaching in early childhood and elementary school classrooms. The course will focus on core concepts of mathematical teaching and learning, the science of patterns and number relationships. You will develop understandings of the content, concepts, computation, and teaching and learning strategies of mathematics in schools. Emphasis will be placed on constructivist teaching and learning, inquiry-based learning, problem solving, and mathematical reasoning, connections, and communication. Language and Literacy focuses on the making of meaning and knowledge through listening, speaking, reading, and writing in early childhood and childhood. All children, English speakers and English language learners, are recognized as capable of learning and becoming competent English language and literacy users. Emphasis is on teaching that takes into account each child's approaches to learning and pace in learning, valuing the complexity and developing instruction that builds upon what the child already knows and can do. Emergent Curriculum focuses on developing curriculum that is connected to children's interests and passions. You will explore social studies, science, and the arts through readings, observations, and hands-on experiences. On the left are students engaged in a social studies curriculum using arts media to respond to the topic. On the right are some students engaged in their own science inquiry, which is part of a month-long inquiry on scientific concepts. In this course, you will develop curriculum in small groups and also create your own interdisciplinary curriculum plan, which will be shared with alumni of the program. The Art of Teaching program believes that you will learn how to be a teacher through the experience of working with our community partners. In your first year, you will have the opportunity to do your fieldwork in the Sarah Lawrence College Early Childhood Center with experienced mentor teachers who will support and guide you. In your second year, we will place you in elementary schools in New York City and Westchester County with host teachers that will help you feel confident in your practice as well as challenge you to grow. Throughout your journey in our program, you will benefit from internships in Yonkers with children who are placed in priority schools. Sarah Lawrence College is close to many resources, including its environmental center on the Hudson River, as well as various museums and parks, which you can take advantage of as a student planning for curriculum. The Art of Teaching program values justice and equity as an essential aspect of education. Equity and inclusion will weave through your experiences in the program. For 6 years, all of our students have been required to participate in diversity training. In the past, we have held the Undoing Racism workshop on campus, and this year we sent our students to the Center for Racial Justice and Education in New York City for a session called Talking About Race in the Classroom. You will also be able to take a 4-credit course each year called Teaching for Diversity. This course provides instruction in the methodologies of teaching diverse communities of learners, with an emphasis on meeting the needs of at-risk students. The course will address racial and economic inequality, multilingual education, and the educational needs of diverse families, including single-parent, multiracial, foster, adoptive, blended, LGBTQ, and immigrant families. We hope that these experiences will better prepare you for the schools you'll work in. Graduate students reflect a range of ages and backgrounds in our program. When you begin your classes in the Art of Teaching program, you will join a cohort of folks who have a range of rich experiences and perspectives. Through our small seminar classes, you will get to know and support each other. Some of our students are in their senior year at Sarah Lawrence, and some have recently graduated college, and some are returning to school because they would like to change their career. Our cohorts have formed tight bonds that extend into their teaching careers. You will learn as much from your peers as you learn from your professors, maybe even more. In the Emergent Curriculum class, you will take trips under the guidance of your professor. These trips build community and support the learning we do in the classroom. On the left is a trip taken to the Center for the Urban River at BZAC, and here are 2 students testing the water from the river. On the right is a group taking a Saturday trip to the Staten Island Ferry, on the Staten Island Ferry, to visit the Museum of the American Indian and historic Richmond Town. These trips will help you make connections between subject matter and experiences. Here's a list of other educational opportunities that are offered to you as a student in the Art of Teaching program. In addition, we are part of a thriving undergraduate college. There are campus events and organizations that you may want to participate in during your time here, as well as test preparation that we provide for some of the state exams. The college has support systems such as a health center and writing tutors. I hope we will also see you at our film series. We graduate teachers who have a solid base and foundation for any environment. They can adapt to any setting, public, private, rural, etc. We have a strong alumni network, and our graduates return to campus to participate in lectures, professional development, and seminars. Many of our students get jobs through our professional and alumni network. You will always be a part of the Art of Teaching family. There are 2 ways to apply to the program, one for current Sarah Lawrence juniors and one for those applying online through Slate. If you're an undergraduate, you will first need to set up a meeting with the program director. If we agree that this is a good path for you, I will send you a copy of the application for you to fill out and bring to the Graduate Studies office. If you are applying online through Slate, you will need to have a bachelor's degree and a grade point of 3.0. You will also need to take the GRE or MAT and submit your scores. For both applications, we ask for 2 recommendations, one academic and one professional. We also need a copy of your transcript, a resume, a writing sample, and an essay describing why you think you are a match for the Art of Teaching program. Once your application is complete, it will be reviewed. We will follow up with 1 or 2 interviews. After this, we will notify you if you have been accepted, and this will be followed by an official acceptance letter. In order to receive financial aid, you will need to fill out the FAFSA form online. You may also be eligible for a stipend to work at the Early Childhood Center during your first year. We also have a TOC, Teacher Opportunity Corps grant through New York State, which helps New York State residents with tuition assistance, book stipends, and travel and test reimbursements. We have 1 full scholarship that is very competitive. Student loans are available to help offset the cost. Our financial aid officer is very helpful, and I can connect you if you have any questions. Thank you, and thank you for listening.